Whether you live in a gamer house or your parents' house, whether you wear the shirt of your sponsor or maybe the first one that you grabbed today, whether you're all scrimming in the exact same room or scattered all across the country, this weekend you all have to qualify.
This is the most important tournament of our lives right now.
If you want it to happen, you have to grab it right now.
To qualify for this event would mean everything to our team.
I'd say we have a fairly good shot at making Season 3.
We're going to take it.
You'd have to beat him, you'd have to beat him, you'd have to beat them. Can you do it? Are you up to the challenge? Do you have what it takes? Find out at the League of Legends Season 3 North American Qualifier next.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American Live Qualifiers here in Los Angeles. We are in a brand new custom-built stadium. I am Lee Demon-Smith, and joining me is Joshua Jack Leesman, of course. Today is the day the road to the biggest event in esports begins right here. Over the next 3 days, we'll be separating the pros from the pretenders as 16 teams battle it out for the right to compete in the League of Legends Championship Series.
And in the end, only 5 teams will have what it takes for a chance to shine on the world stage. Also, the winners will join 3 teams that have already locked in their spots for our 8-team league: TSM, Dignitas, and CLG.
Indeed, and wow, what a new season. It's going to be weekly competition. You've already seen it published. It's going to be daily, every time. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Lots of matches are going to happen throughout the year, of course.
Yeah, and then at the end of the year, people will be joined from Southeast Asia, China, and Korea for another global championship.
It has been fantastic so far, and getting this far has not been an easy trip. To earn a spot in the qualifying rounds, the teams have had to battle their way through the online qualifiers or win at major tournaments in the preseason.
It's really been tough for these guys. I mean, the 32-team tournament, so many of these guys just, I don't know if we're going to make it through. And it was so much of a quick transition between, okay, what are your names, what's your team, to, wow, you're in a live qualifier playing for a chance at a salary and a spot in the
It's like, bam, you are on a trip right now to Los Angeles. Get on a plane. You are coming. It is going to be big time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be fantastic. 16 teams have battled their way to get here to determine who is the best, though. I mean, really, there are so many teams that could happen.
And for these guys, it's really day one. If you win twice, you're through to the next round. So that's the way the group stages work. If you win twice, you move on. If you lose twice, you go home. On day 2, it's going to be almost the day of joy for a lot of these teams because it's the 8 teams that made it through, and the 4 teams that win their best of 3s are just in
there. It's going to be there's going to be tears. There's going to be tears, but there's going to be tears of joy as well.
Yeah, and then on the 3rd day, it's the teams that lost on the 2nd day all playing off for that one final spot. So really this whole weekend, every day has a huge amount of drama in it.
And that is such a precious situation for these guys. I mean, to get into that last day, you know there's just one spot available, and there's 20 guys that want that spot.
And, oh man, even just 80 players here just for this tournament. I think it's the biggest tournament we've seen, so I really can't wait for it to get underway.
Yeah, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the League of Legends Championship Series is going to begin on the 7th of February, so not too far away. Tune in every Thursday and Friday for North America and every Saturday and Sunday for Europe to see all the League of Legends Season 3 action as it happens. Of course, that's going to be free and in glorious HD.
So without a doubt, the games this weekend are going to be awesome. And after 3 days, we're going to have 5 new professional teams.
I mean, that in itself is just amazing. And if you look across the board, even including Europe, that's 10 teams. That's a lot of players that have now had their lives completely changed.
Absolutely. It's going to be so crazy for these guys.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Our wall-to-wall coverage, of course, will take place on 2 separate teams today because there's so many matches, so you guys will not miss a single match.
Yeah, so as we get ready to go here, let's take a closer look at our first group of the day. We have Team Fear, Tower Dive TV, and then Good Game University and Epic Gamer. Fan favorite almost is Epic Gamer. Some of the players haven't been saying so much about them. Team Fear, of course, just lost Aframu to Counter Logic Gaming. It's going to be really huge for them coming in here. So without Aframu, they've done pretty well in scrims. They actually beat Curse some of the, I think it was a Solomon Invitational. They're looking really strong. It's going to be really tough.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough group to start with. This is a really tough group. Good Game University in there as well, formerly members of Team Dynamic. Yeah. Honestly, Tower Dive, they're going to be the underdogs in this group, but is it a bad thing?
Well, I was talking with some of them last night, and they're just kind of meeting for the first time. Their organization's only existed for about 7 weeks, but they're kind of embracing the role of the underdog. Like, nobody expects them to come in, and they're trying to use it as their advantage that no one knows who they are and even cared to almost look up to them because they're worried about X-Team Dynamic. who's now Good Game University.
Good Game
They're worried about
University,
Fear without Aftermath. They're worried about Dan Din's Salsa and Westrice's team, who's Epic Gamer.
Big famous names right there.
You're just like, oh, Tower Dive TV, let's put them to the side. And that can be dangerous.
Well, you've heard what we thought, what our opinions are going to be. Let's see what your take is from Season 3. We want to hear from you guys. Get on the Twitter. All day long, we're going to be checking what you guys think and what your thoughts are. The first question of the day, which we want to hear from you guys, is which 5 teams do you think will qualify and why? And, of course, that's the burning question that everybody's been asking. Everybody's been asking our opinions. We want to hear what you guys think. Log on to Twitter and tell us what your answers are. We're at LOL Esports. I'm sure you guys are following it. Hundreds of thousands you already do. And also use the hashtag LCS. Just those 3 little words. League of Legends Championship Series, LCS. Tell us your thoughts in 140 characters or less. We'll be responding to your answers on air later on in the broadcast. So, what are you waiting for? Get on with it.
Yeah, really just get on your Twitter. We'll be reading them. I'm pretty sure I'm going to tweet some predictions later as well, so we'll see if that works out.
I'm interested to hear what those predictions are, because yours are generally pretty correct as well. But ladies and gentlemen, the road to victory for the North American teams begins right after this short break. When we come back, the League of Legends Season 3 qualifiers will begin.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Season 3 qualifying rounds. I'm David Freak Turley, and I'm joined alongside Sam, Kobe24, Hartman Kensler, and the action is about to start. We've got a match between Good Game University and Epic Gamer up first in the day.
I am so excited for this game, Freak. I'm glad that we get to start off the day with a bang. This is a matchup of epic gamers, some veteran players that have been around the scene for a long time. I've known them for years. They played in beta. West Rice, Dan Din, Salsi, and Pure Golden Boy, all beta players, so they're a very old team. Yep. But versus GGU, who have 2 members from the old team dynamic, Nintendude and Zion Spartan, who are part of one of the youngest teams to ever be successful in online play.
And it's an interesting dynamic, too, because while some of those players are such sort of old school players, the team sort of formation stories are really sort of varied. So Epic Gamer, they used to be a team kind of a year ago. They kind of broke up in August or so. And literally 3 weeks ago, they were like, guys, let's make a new team. And Epic Gamer was like, sure, let's go ladder, go hit the ranked 5s. And they made it to the online bracket. Whereas Good Game University is kind of like a reformed team. They were a team dynamic. You mentioned them being one of the youngest teams to sort of succeed. Their first big LAN was IPL 4, where they turned up and got 4th, which is really good. But a lot of those members had sort of fallen off. The only 2 original members there are Nintendude, the jungler, and Zion Spartan, the top laner. And with only 2 players there, they actually had to reform the team and then re-qualify back in. But these guys have had a lot of online experience.
Yeah, and that is just so classically Epic Gamer. Oh, 3 weeks ahead? Nah, let's form our team back up, and we'll get right in.
Yeah, so we got Champion Select started, guys. Game 1 underway here. This is a group stage. The games here are best of 1. You know, we're seeing the picks and bans come through right here, but the way this group works is we've got 4 groups of 4 teams each, and only 2 teams are making it out of each of these groups. And, you know, you saw during the pregame show, Group A, Fear, GGU, Tower Dive TV, Epic Gamer, 2 of those teams are going home in the next 3 hours.
Yeah, and 3 of those teams are big fan favorites, so somebody's gonna be sad after today.
Well, 2 teams are gonna be sad after today for sure.
Yeah.
And again, all 4 groups are being played today. We've got over 12 hours of action up for you guys. Let's actually get into the picks and bans already. Dan said the only ban they cared about was Elise.
Yeah.
The only thing they really wanted to get rid of.
We talked to him last night, and he said Elise is just so good on their team. They can use him in the jungle, or they can use her top lane. Nintendo's a big fan of her, and that really plays well with Nintendo's aggressive playstyle in that jungle. He also said another key for them was keeping wards up so they can keep track of Nintendo, and he doesn't get too crazy invading their jungle. So, yeah, definitely expected that Elise ban. And then on the other side, everyone knew that they were going to ban Evelynn versus Dandin. Dandin's got up to 2.3k ELO just by playing Evelynn in solo queue with a 75% win rate.
And they dropped out one of his supporting junglers as well with a Mumu, where, you know, that's kind of his play style. It's interesting to see people of the same role, junglers, like Nintendo, like Dandin. They have different ways of approaching the role. Nintendo grabbing that classic Olaf that he's been running pretty much forever. He's just aggressive, who kind of goes in, chops people down, maxes undertow, and goes for kills. Whereas Dan is much more of a supportive jungler. Things like a Mumu, things like Maokai would be my prediction at this point for the pick. And you're seeing them come through.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Evelynn's kind of an oddball for him. Usually he doesn't use those carry burst junglers. But yeah, it's Evelynn. She's so strong right now, and they definitely want to get that one off the field. But they do use their first pick to get Kha'Zix, who is another champion that's amazingly strong right now. His early game, all you have to do is farm up and just wait. When you get those 2 evolutions, that's all you need. You can get the resets, keep on jumping, and you do ridiculous amounts of AD damage.
Yeah, we have seen these sort of bruiser or assassin, more physical damage-based champions show up a lot more, especially in the mid lane. We've seen it top as well. This could be Salsi, it could be Westrice picking up Kha'Zix. That really could go either way, but we've really seen Kha'Zix be super, super popular of late.
Yeah, Westrice definitely an offensive top laner, likes to be very aggressive, so Kha'Zix would fit his play style. He definitely likes those snowbally champs, especially he was known for Akali. She gets 3 dashes right off the bat. If he's able to get the resets, then he can dash around with Kha'Zix just as well.
Yeah, so we're going to see what these guys go for. Interesting pick, though, of course, is the Twitch pickup pretty early on here. We don't see him very much as a typical AD carry, but I do want to point out that Twitch can be really amazing. He's got a little bit of gank power because of the stealth, but also the real board wiper is that ultimate spray and pray, hitting everything in a line. You can hard carry a game as Twitch.
Yeah, that turns his late game into just beast status. Like, Twitch late game is something to be feared at all stages. Like, if he gets his Infinity Edge, he can crit every single person as long as they're in a line. On the other side, though, Nunu Caitlyn, it has to be said, this is one of the most annoying AD support combos that's out there right now. Everybody is just has a hard time playing against it. Blood Boil right now, it's one of the best support abilities that you can have because of the gold increase in the value of attack speed items. It's more than it used to be.
Exactly, and it's one of the classic combos as well, pairing it up with Caitlyn, where she normally has a great early game and a bad late game, but that 65% attack speed really pans her out. So you guys can see the picks up on the screen right now. Kobe, take us through these teams. What are they looking like?
GGU looks like they have a very balanced team comp here. They've got the huge late game AD with that Caitlyn being blood boiled, but they also went with double AP solo lanes here. Rumble and Ziggs both have great Ziggs has great poke AP, and then Rumble has great AoE, and he can be a little bit tankier in that front line along with Olaf. And Olaf's just going to be running around doing whatever he wants, pop that Ragnarok. Meanwhile, Epic Gamer, they're going to be looking to reset Westrice on Kha'Zix. That's the game plan. As soon as he can get 1 kill and chain that into a couple more hops, he'll be great. So Sona Ultimate will be a huge boon, being able to lock up some people and keep them still. Going to let Westrice get that kill.
All right, so break us down, some of these one-on-one player matchups. So Salsi, he's kind of been known as at least in my opinion, and what we saw from the online qualifier, he was kind of the main carry of Epic Gamer. He was crushing people with Kassadin kind of over and over. But on the other side, we got Shifter, who's kind of an unknown for this GGU lineup.
Yeah, the mid lane matchup is going to be very interesting this game. Shifter, he's one of those 2 players that they just recently picked up, but they're extremely happy with him. And I have to say, his champion pool just blows my mind. He plays literally anything that you could want middle. He plays that middle. He plays AD. He plays all the APs. And so it's going to be Zig versus Orianna. Going up against Saucy is a tall order, though, because like you said, he is considered the hard carry on Epic Gamer. He's one of the ones that stayed really in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, the game has begun. Let's get into that one. We're going to see game 1 between Good Game University and Epic Gamer. You're seeing Epic up on the blue-hand side. I'm going to be manning the camera for this one, actually, and we're going to see right off the bat, a pretty defensive setup here for Epic, running off on all sides, getting themselves spotted up in the lanes.
Yeah, Epic spreading out very early, but a whole bunch of pings from GGU. They just pinged the entire river right there, spreading out as well. So it looks like both teams do not want to risk anything in a level 1 because these games, these are best of 1s.
Yes.
And a level 1 team fight, if you lose your best of 1 from a level 1 team fight, that's just crushing. Nobody wants to go out like that. They want to make it past at least level 1 without being disheartened.
Well, so right off the bat, early wards are down. You're going to see a pair of wards right here in the river. So Epic Gamer, they're going to be able to find out just a couple of things what's going on. Yeah, they'll be able to watch basically the 2 main jungle exits on the top-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, very defensive posture here from Good Game University as well.
Yeah, and it also looks like Good Game University is thinking about doing the switch, sending the Kate and Nunu top lane. Because he already walked on the trap, though, Epic is aware that they want to do that switch. So if they want to respond to that and do a switch of their own, they could still set up a 2 versus 2 top.
And this is going to be interesting because the difficulty... Oh, actually, wow. Epic Gamer actually running right in, and they actually dodged the Caitlyn trap. They're going to see if they can go in. Andrew, they're going to spot them. Nunu's going to run back. Dandin's not going to quite find anything. Blood Boil off on the Caitlyn. They're still up there. Epic definitely knows about this lane swap now.
Yeah.
And they're sending Salsi or West Rice bottom.
Yeah, they're pretty safe. The Nunu and Caitlyn. He started Blood Boil, so that's going to give him some bonus move speed. They'll be able to get out of there pretty easily. And Dan does not want to start with Twisted Advance because that really will slow down your jungle as Maokai.
Yeah, so instead they're kind of going for the standard openings. Dan bet to finish off his wolves right as the Golem camp respawns. Same here for Nintendo on Olaf. Let's see if they give him a smiteless pull here. He's a little bit low on mana, and looks like they are going to stick around for this, so Nintendo's going to be able to save his smite. He could invade for red or just go for his own.
Yeah, Nintendo getting really low there. I like that he saved his health potion because Olaf gets a huge bonus in attack speed the lower his health gets, so he could actually take out that blue buff quicker and then use his health potion after to go for this early invade with Nunu towards the red buff.
And wow, would you look at that, GGU actually re-lane swaps. They've got a blood-boiled Olaf with a pretty easy red steal. Thing is, Dandin's about to walk into that. He's going to spot this just now. See, it's being fought. And let's see if he goes for anything here. I think he's going to be a little bit afraid. It'll be a smite battle, though. All right, that's going to go to Nintendo. That's his. He's got to have an easy time backing out. No one actually supporting this at all. West Rice, I don't think they want to 2v3 this.
Yeah, some good mind games there with the 2 switches from GGU. They got West Rice bottom so that Dan's red side jungle was exposed. He only had 1 person bottom to come help. West Rice cannot collapse because Caitlyn and Nunu would also follow, and they'd be able to destroy him. We pointed out at the very beginning that the early game from Nintendo is always fairly aggressive. EG knew this, and they still were not able to counteract the early invades from Nintendo.
Well, talking to Dan, he actually told me the level 1 strat they had, which was they were going to ward out their blue, purposely pick a blue-dependent jungler, someone who needs the golem buff to succeed, and bait them to invade blue. And while they did that, they were going to go run up to the top right here and try to invade for red. That's why you saw them run up and face off Nunu Caitlyn. Problem is, they didn't go for the blue invade. They played defensively early on. Yeah,
so it's just a good job by GGU. They're just so unpredictable. If you can't, if you don't do the same thing every time, then you can't be caught out like that. And Zanspartan's doing a pretty nice job actually CSing under his turret, even though he is 2 versus 1. West Rice ahead by a whole 2 CS already.
Oh man, that's a pretty good thing. You know, 10-9 right here. And there we go, Zion Spartan ties it up with 10 apiece. But you're actually seeing Twitch have a worse time at the lane, 16-20 compared to Caitlyn. Everything else matching up pretty well. So walk us through some of these lanes right here. West Rice 1v2 against Anjo and Mashmi. How's this 2v1 looking for him?
Well, it's looking fine right now because a Blood Boiled Caitlyn will be able to take down a turret very early. Dan just went up top, by the way, for a gank on this lane, but he was seen out by a ward. Meanwhile, Olaf, Nintendude here, sneaking in for a lane gank, being so sneaky. They have no idea that he's there yet because there were no wards in the lane, and this could be a 2-on-2 up here.
Yeah, Zion's going in to try to pull the aggression. He's going to go for a lot of damage on the Cat 8. Dropped very, very low. Undertow does land. He's going to land one more. Can he get the last axe throw out? Yeah, it's first blood picked up there. They almost... Oh, they are going to... Are they going to dive the turret? Looks like not quite. A little bit of damage on a pure Golden Boy, but they'll take the one for nothing and leave it there.
Yeah, Nintendude's aggressive, but he's not that aggressive. You don't want to go tower diving just to pick up that Sona kill. You already got the first blood, and he's actually going to add some extra damage onto this top turret.
Yeah, they might as well.
PGB's in trouble.
Uh-oh. She has exhaust, though. Nintendo runs to the side, has blue buff, gets that. The cooldown is pretty much reset every time he picks it up. There's going to be the damage output. 2 kills picked up. Really nice early game there for GGU.
Wow. PGB already having blown his flash was just a sitting duck there at that tower. Oh, now Cat's in trouble again.
And the damage output is ludicrous. Look at Cat 8. He picks up 1, but he's going to need 1 more Flame Spitter. No, that's going to be just the last Electro Harpoon. Zion Spartan trading that one out. And I think that actually goes in GGU's favor. It's an assisted kill right there.
Yeah. Except that this top lane now, the AD and the support for Epic are really in trouble. And if you've been watching the few scrims that EG has actually been playing, their AD and support have always been the trouble lane. So this is not really anything new for them. I'm sure that Sauce is maybe sighing, oh, gonna have to carry again.
But this is one of the difficulties or interesting things about the Season 3 circuit so far, or in the qualifier, is a large majority of these players are currently in school or you know, kind of battling the fact that it's not a full-time job. I mean, Pure Golden Boy had actually quit for a year or so and went into pharmacy school. He's like about to graduate, and he's like, oh, I guess I'll pick it back up and play with my friends, and then if this works, I'll pursue pro gaming as a career. But we've actually talked with a lot of these players, and you'll see them in the interviews throughout this tournament, that they're debating whether they can stay in school or keep their jobs and go for this. And a lot of them actually, especially GGU, Nintendo specifically, actually took a semester off for the last few months in order to pursue gaming harder and try to get better.
Yeah, I actually duo queue with PGB a lot in the solo queue rankings, and he's been worked really hard in pharmacy school. He's about to graduate. He's really excited. But this would just be the cherry on top of the little cake if he was able to get into Season 3 as well, because everybody wants to be able to play video games for a living. Oh, Dan coming in there bottom. He's just going to throw a sapling, say hello to the Blood Boiled Caitlyn, and try and relieve some pressure on this bottom turret. It's looking like it's going to be the first turret of the game to go down here. There's not a lot that Westrise can do to protect that.
Not really. I mean, he's not in a really great matchup here. He's trying to get points in that Void Spike. He's got it finally evolved at this point. That's going to help
top
out.
lane.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, the gank up at the top lane. The Equalizer going down. PGB taking a bit of punishment. Look at the Undertow. So much damage there. Getting completely crushed out there. Really nice push. And there's the turret dead there.
PGB really needs to learn his lesson and ward that top side bush. That's the second time Nintendo's come in for a lane gank. You have to ward your lane bushes. Especially if you're in a 2-on-1 like this and you're already losing, they can't afford to keep on bleeding kills like this, especially to the Rumble Olaf.
Now Cat 8 needs to run if he gets the slow. Oh, he almost lands it. But the problem is his stealth finally comes off here for Cat 8. He should get out. Looks like he's built enough range away from Zion Spartan. Dandin is there to survive this as well. Looks like that 2-on-2 is not going to amount to much. I do want to point out real quick, I showed it up on the screen a little while ago, but Nintendo actually spamming armor penetration marks and quintessences. That's why you're seeing Undertow hit champions so hard, because he's dealing basically true damage to them.
Yeah, as a jungler, he likes to max the Undertow first. Oh, Zig going for the steal in the blue, but does not get it.
Yeah, he's not quite going to. Nice pickup overall. Actually, that got smite stolen by Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo.
They fought each other for it.
Quick fingers there by Nintendo. And yeah, he goes for the early armor penetration. When you're in lane, a lot of the times you'll max out that reckless swing for trades. But in the jungle, Undertow is just a beast of a move, especially if you get blue buff like he does now. You can keep on spamming that over and over again, because percentage-based cooldown reduction works so well on Olaf. The flat reduction from picking up your axe stays at 4 seconds, but the percentage reduction from your blue buff is going to apply to the full duration of that spell, the original 6 seconds, so you can literally get it down to a 0 cooldown spell.
Yeah, just with blue buff right now, he's at like 0.62 on the cooldown.
Yeah.
You can basically throw it up and immediately throw it again.
As long as he catches it, he's just going to keep on throwing axes all day long. And there, I want this red as well. Dan's jungle is not safe on any side of the map.
Yeah, I don't know. They could stay for this, honestly. Oh, there's the. It doesn't get. I don't even see who got it. Oh, Nintendo got it again. Without smite, he literally undertowed it for the kill.
He's maxed that undertow. It's level 4 undertow right now, doing 230 some damage, and that was enough to get it again. He comboed it with a Caitlyn Peacemaker, but wow, this is just hurting so bad. I feel bad for Dan right now. His jungle's being invaded on all sides. They finally do get a trade there, though. Top turret going down for Westrice.
That's actually really, really important for him. Westrice has been having a pretty rough lane so far, so him farming seems to be helping them quite a bit. Let's check up on some of these other matchups. It's 4-1 right now. You're seeing about a 2,000 gold lead here for Good Game University. The big star players, I mean, you've really got to hand a lot of it to Zion Spartan, one of the original members of Team Dynamic. And you can see him, despite having this bad 1v2, has been dominating. And then, of course, Nintendo showing up as well, making that happen.
So it's the Team Dynamic duo that's really been just crushing this game. They beat up on PGB and Cat 8 really hard up there. After the switch, though, it has to be said, Epic has a chance still. Oh, as they go aggressive on Caitlyn.
Oh man, Cat 8 taking a lot of damage. There's the absolute zero. He's going to break that and go for PGB. But here comes Kha'Zix. He picks up one. Westrice, can he keep going for this punishment? Defended is there. Lands a slow. Looks like I Am Anjo forced to run away, and Westrice going for the pursuit, but does not have leap back up. Nice undertow is going to stop Westrice in his tracks. And I think they'll be able to get away from this one.
Sauce wants it.
Yeah, Saucy going in. Down to half health. Nintendo pops his ult. Look at the punishment onto that one. Picks up the kill. Anjo might die to the ignite. He's not going to, actually. That is a freely picked up kill. Very, very well played there.
Oh, Saucy trying to just walk by Nintendo. Nintendo says, no, you cannot ignore me. I do ridiculous amounts of damage. As Dan goes for the Twisted Advance under the turret on Zion, some good harassment there at least. He can't take him one-on-one, but with the tower help, that's going to help a lot. Westrice, I have to say, is Epic's hope right now. Kha'Zix is a beast late game, and he's got great farm, actually, for being in the 1v2. He's got ADCS leading his team, even beating out the mid lane there, and he did just pick up a kill.
Oh, that was actually really nice by Dan. He actually dodged both the Equalizer and the Mega Inferno Bomb. That would have been an available dive otherwise. But actually, here comes Shifter anyway. They want to dive on this turret. They're going to wait for Shifter to pull turret aggro, and Dan is just completely isolated. They're going to pick that one up for free.
The turret only had one hit left, and they didn't even care.
And it worked out either way. Really nice play there. So, yeah, Shifter on Ziggs. 0-0-1. He's having a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, I mean, with Saucy roaming bottom, trying to pick up that kill onto Nunu, Ziggs was left with a free lane, and he just leaks up to the weak point on Epic right now, which is that top lane. Dan really had nowhere to go, and they don't have any wards up. He said it was going to be key for them to keep wards up in the river at all times so they could see the invades, but they just haven't been sticking to it, and that lack of vision has really been costing them.
All right, so let's see what these guys can do about this. It's Good Game University really just staying around by the dragon. They know they've got full map control right now. And they're just sticking around and trying to force things, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, they have the upper hand. Look at Zion Spartan. He's such a beast right now. He's comboed both spell penetration. They might even contest this dragon.
Yeah, PGB is there. He's got the ultimate. Will they go in? Zion Spartan in the front. There's a crescendo. It's going to be a kill onto Olaf right away. Red team will pick up Dragon, but it's 2 kills right now. And now they're going to move on. Dandin taking a bit of punishment. Shifter kind of stuck there. Cannot get over the wall, but he will flash to make his escape. That is 2 kills picked up for 1. But Dragon's still on GGU's side.
Yeah, that's too bad that they lost the Dragon. They couldn't get everything they wanted there, but they got some really good bonuses. Westrice specifically getting the 500 bonus gold off of the shutdown on Zion Spartan. That's exactly where they want that money to go. PGB did get one of the kills, but that's not too bad. At least Westrice got the 500 bonus, and Kha'Zix, that's still their hope right now. Everything's banking on Westrice right now.
It is their hope right now. He is the richest on the team. 44, almost 4,500 gold is actually richer than everyone except Zion Spartan himself, the 5-1 Rumble. So realistically, Westrice is in pretty good shape. You're right. He is that hope, and he's doing a very good job.
And this is a really good build by Zion as well. I like how he's spending all the money that he has. He went with the early double penetration. Westrice does get ultimate, though. Can he catch him?
Oh, there's a slow coming out from the Void Spike evolved. He's still going to try to chase someone down. No one's quite nearby to help Zion Spartan on this chase. We'll see if he ends up going for this one, trying to catch up with that shield, chasing as fast as he can. Not quite in range for the harpoon. I think he's there now. No boost on Westrice makes this dodge very, very hard. There's the overheat, and that's going to be Westrice falling down. And that is why sometimes you got to buy boots by 14 minutes.
Yeah, and that was a good chase by Zion. because he knew that the rest of Epic would not be able to collapse there. Even though he didn't have vision, they saw them clearing a ward up at this blue buff, and so he was able to chase for days right now. Westrice was running and running and running, but there's nowhere to go.
Oh, and look at that ult coming out from Shifter. Cat 8's got nothing to do with this one. 9-4 there, and it's GGU pushing in right now. This turret dropped very, very low. That's going to be theirs. It's a 5,000 gold lead, and they are just being relentless here.
Yeah, it's a good job by them not letting up, because they know that they do not want to let a late game Kha'Zix turn this around. Everybody who's playing solo queue right now has felt the power that is a doubly evolved Kha'Zix, as long as he's got some AD. And Westrice picking up his BF sword on top of the penetration from that Brutalizer is going to start hitting pretty hard. The only thing is Zion Spartan is still really beefy right now. He's got dual flat penetration items as well as some health. If he also gets the Abyssal Scepter, then that's going to help out Ziggs too, because they have a dual AP comp, and more damage on each champion is going to help out a lot.
Yeah, it seems instead that he's looking right now, at least for the Riley's Crystal Scepter, adding a bit of crowd control to the team,
yeah,
keeping people pinned up. And what I also want to point out, actually, is there's a huge difference here between the farm on Twitch at 52 and Caitlyn at 114.
Of course. I mean, you always know that Caitlyn is probably going to out-CS your AD a little bit, just because of the range advantage early, and then the Blood Boil as well. Especially in a 2 versus 1 lane, it's just easy for her. But man, those early ganks by Nintendo are still hurting. That's what just crushed Cat 8 and PGB in that top lane. Dual lane ganks coming right in through the bush there, and Nintendo didn't even have to worry about wards.
Yeah, so really, really good stuff. They see actually the Lizard Camp is up and available for Good Game University. They're kind of getting themselves in a position. Caitlyn Nunu far away. This is a potential 3v4 if this goes in the wrong place. It looks like they've just got complete control here. Nintendo's going to take this one for free. 71 gold. I don't think Dan has gotten a red buff all game.
No, Dan's jungle has been basically Nintendo's jungle. What's yours is mine. He's been invading all day, and he's had backup too. You see Rumble down there all the way collapsing, especially Ziggs as well, helping to support the invades. These are not solo invades. He's always got backup.
Yeah, every single time Anjo has shown up there, that lane swap, or I guess, well, the re-lane swap, the normal lane, yeah, I guess, for GGU at this point. They ran the support up there, and they knew they had the numbers advantage. No one could stop them there. And they've kind of been playing it that way the entire time. GGU's had the numbers advantage, and they're the one making all the moves.
Yeah, and I really like that. Nintendo went also with those mobility boots, so he was able to get around quick. And Westrice in trouble once again.
Yeah, the wards go down. They spot him, but the leap 900 range there. Stuck up against the wall. He's going to try to go in. Flashes in for Don't Mash Me, but he's been exhausted. There's the absolute zero. Westrice gets away from it, but Mashby with very, very good kiting, life stealing up at the Bloodthirster. He's going to survive that one.
And that's why Nunu is just so hard to play against right now. The attack speed disparity as well as the movement speed disparity.
Yeah, they're going to move in. Look at that amazing shockwave. They get the crescendo as well. A lot of damage. PGB taking a bit of punishment, but Anjo looks like he's going to be turned into a kill. Now we'll shift to make this one happen. Goes in for the kill. Minion damage. No, the shield shows up, and she's running away. Zion Spartan did clean up the kill on the back, but it's still Salsi in a really, really rough situation. Bomb not quite landing. Cat 8, though, not in a great place. Nintendo tried to make that dive happen. He's still in a rough place. Only 20 health there. Salsi puts a ward down, still trying to run. More dissonances there. He's got plenty of mana, so he won't be in too rough of a shape. Continue getting away from that one. Zion Spartan just pushing. Cat 8 survived. And there we go, Salsi, the execute inside the base.
Yeah, Salsi had nowhere to go, but Nintendo got so low, he was down to single-digit health. Cat 8 just did not have the gall to go chasing after him. They were both really low. If he went in there and caught a stray undertow, he would have been the one to go down. But, I mean, at this point, they kind of have to make those aggressive plays to make something happen. They need to turn this around somehow. If they just keep playing it how it is, they're just bleeding money all over the map.
Yeah, the lead keeps growing overall. It's now up to 5,500 gold. You're seeing that number increase over time. And I don't know, what's your take in this one? You've got Nunu Caitlyn, which is, of course, an amazing late-game combination.
Yeah.
Kate puts out a lot of damage. But Twitch, he does have Spray and Pray.
Yeah.
What's like the best late-game carry in this game?
Well, the best late game carry in this game is still Westrice on Kha'Zix,
okay,
but he has not been able to get as much farm. I mean, they've got as many kills as they could on him. 2 is good and a nice 143 CS, but we've got a fully stacked Bloodthirster here over on Don't Match Me, and there's just so many more threats on GGU. They've got Rumble with 7 kills.
He is absolutely brutal. That Riley's is done. The Dragon is completely there. As you see, not even an attempted stop there from Epic Gamer.
They cannot venture too far out. They need to ward up their own jungle right now, the Epic that is, and they have to hope for to catch somebody out. If you can get your entire, you have to have better numbers, basically. They need a 4-on-5, something like a 3-on-5 even would be better, so they don't lose anyone. But Dandin able to catch somebody out with a twisted advance, and Westrise able to jump on them. That could still turn the game around for them. They're hoping for just a misplay by GGU right now, and that's going to come from vision that they need to place these wards.
Well, and Epic does have a really good initiation combo overall. That Maokai Orianna, or even Orianna plus Kha'Zix is pretty good at starting fights.
Yeah, and then following that up with a well-placed crescendo could spell devastation for GGU. It's just that they're not grouping up right now. Their individual champions are so strong that they're able to keep on split pushing. They're going 3 top and 2 bottom right now, keeping that Nunu and Caitlyn together at all times.
Oh, that is a really good synergy overall, that Blood Boil, and it allows them to run away too if they're caught, which is just such a great combo. So here we go. They see they're actually 2-on-2 heads up in this lane with a gigantic level advantage, 11-11 versus 8-10. That is quite the lead. You're seeing kind of everyone reset back, Shifter going back into base, picking up what looks to be a Death Cap up next. A lot of Magic Pen on both sides though. Haunting Guy's Sword Shoes on both AP casters here on GGU.
Yeah, and Nunu's already upgraded his Sightstone into that Ruby Sightstone, so he's able to have 3 wards on the map placed at all time. He can just ward up Dan's entire red side jungle and freely push that bottom. They'll have vision of the entire thing and know that when everyone's coming, they're just going to get this turret bottom for free.
And there we go, with just the 4 men strong. Ziggs nowhere to be seen, but it doesn't quite matter. Epic still getting pushed back over and over, and GGU are now waiting around for the siege.
Yeah, and they actually have a very good push comp because they've got that Ziggs. He built an early Chalice, so the mana regen's going to be there for them. And then Caitlyn, it can't be overstated enough, Blood Boil and that amazing base attack speed.
There we go, Westrise going in, a bit of punishment there, takes the Undernote to the back, and there is the equalizer. Look at the damage coming out there. Westrise so very low, he's going to get dropped down. Now will it be PGB, the ultimate coming out from Nunu? 1, 2, and 3 people are dead. Zion Spartan now in onto the turret. One's going to fall. That's Cat 8. There is the ace. And Shifter makes it just barely out, but the Twitch poison is hurting him. He's going to survive. No, that tower is going to be theirs.
Yeah, he's got that crystalline flask, taking his drinks right there to protect him from the poison. Barely regens it, and Westrise just jumped out a little bit too far out of their base. Pays for that with his life, and once their hero is down, Epic has lost hope. The 2 Nexus turrets going down very quickly. This could be it right here.
There we go, 21.5 minutes in, 16-7. GGU University going in for the Nexus as Epic Gamer revives. Will they get the damage? Westrise jumping in. It's a bit of punishment. It's getting lower, and that's going to be it. Game 1. It's going to be a move on here for GGU. They are 1 game away from making it out of the group.
Yeah. Oh, Epic now with their backs against the wall. They're down the first game. That's not how you want to start out. I'm really pulling for them. I hope they can bring it back because everybody loves the guys on this team. I mean, hopefully they can do something to pull it out in this group. But great job by GGU. Amazing play. They executed their game plan flawlessly. Nintendo was extremely aggressive as he plans to be, and he was able to make it around all these wards. Dan said they were going to place a bunch of wards to try and contain him, and it just didn't help.
Yeah, their goal was to get themselves to that late game situation, to stymie the aggression, build themselves up, get those superpowers there, the late game Kha'Zix, late game Orianna, get Twitch there to hyper carry status, and you're right, they just couldn't quite put that one together. And I mean, I know you said it, I'm kind of rehashing what you said, but like Nintendo played that so well. He camped top, he got Zion Spartan kill after kill after kill. The invades on Lizard Buff worked every single time. That was absolutely great play by him.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the MVP for this game for GGU. Not to mention just the early ganks, the lane ganks up top, just getting that Twitch so far behind. He wasn't even a threat late game. I mean, look, he barely had a Bloodthirster, and that's it. With Twitch, you really need to go with that Infinity Edge and have some crit so you can do like you're a big threat late game in the AoE. But man, the Nunu Caitlyn bottom lane just outdid them. And we have to say again, that double switch where they sent Nintendo back with Nunu to invade the red, that was just pure gold right there.
I'm always a big fan of those mind games too.
Oh
where,
yeah.
You know, the trap went down.
They saw him top.
Exactly, right? Like the trap went down. Okay, so we know Westrise is top, and they're like, oh, we know Caitlyn's top because of that trap. And then Epic all went for the big invade, and I'm pretty sure they spotted Nunu and Caitlyn there. Yeah, like, okay, we know they're top. Quick, Westrise, run bottom because you know that's your safe lane. And they were like, recall and AD carry bottom.
Yeah. It was just too early in the game for them to say, oh, well, this Nunu Caitlyn is definitely going to be top. They placed some traps. It was just, yeah, like you said, great mind games.
So, all right, let's break down some of the other things in this match that were really, really good. So, West Rice, despite being in a 1 versus 2, he succeeded.
He tried so hard, and he was doing a really good job. Look at his farm. Despite them having no presence in even their own jungle, he was able to farm his lane. He got a couple kills too, roaming down bottom. It was a good try, but he couldn't carry.
I mean, what does it take to do that, though? Because you're facing a team who's phenomenally strong
Yeah.
at GGU. And West Rice, he was a sub for Curse. He ended up leaving the team, joining up with Epic. He did well in a 1 versus 2 on the losing team. What does it take to do that?
Well, really, since Epic, their plan was to go late game and rely on that Kha'Zix and Orion at late game with the Shockwave as well as Kha'Zix snowballing. Really what they had to do was protect those towers with their lives. They needed to have those outer turrets stay up as long as possible. It's just that's a hard thing to do against Nunu Caitlyn.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it just for now on stream. Be actually